Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.
One reason why I recommended initially PPARS is because it can induce lung cancer cell death. The main reason why I tried PPARS liquid, and it did well for the patient. It helped with the tumors. The enlarged abdominopelvic lymph nodes were not detected. This was gone. So that was something that I was actually quite surprised. A 12-centimeter tumor disappearing.
Everybody turn to your neighbor and say, do more. Right? Don't just think there is no one product that will cure you of cancer. Okay, that is like it's like a scammer trying to sell you something. All right, it is a comprehensive approach. When you need surgery, do the surgery, but prepare for the surgery so that you recover well, right? And then if you need to do chemotherapy, radiation therapy, do it. So this is where PPARS really comes in. It's a gene activator, so it's a signaling pathway. It switches on your pathways, your systems. Then the other nourishment that you take will be properly used. Is it easy to understand now?
Now let's not keep you waiting. We are now officially opening the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion.
So she has to take maybe just the capsule or the powder just to regulate blood sugar. And then undergo the surgery, and after the surgery, to aid in wound healing also and for recovery, she can continue the capsule.
I can safely say this, all LJ products are great. But if you have acute illnesses like cancer, then we are a world of a difference. Because if you want chlorella, take chlorella. Diba? If you want spirulina, take spirulina. When you take Simply Nature PPARS, you're taking our microalgae for its PPAR agonist.
We are always with you from start to finish.
Yung sister ko had the symptoms of diabetes. Siguro 10 years na. Madalas siyang umiihi, tapos laging pagod, pumayat, mataas ang BP. Tapos siyempre, mga non-healing wound.
Yung sa paa po ni ma'am, paano po yun nag-start?
Okay. Kasi ganito yun eh. Yung first na hospital niya, not because of diabetes. Ang una niya, pneumonia. Ayan. Doon nalaman na may diabetes din siya, by accident. Right foot niya, may para siyang matang isda lang. Maliit na itim lang. Tapos napapaligiran lang siya ng parang dilaw na kulay na dilaw. Ring sa sugat na yun sa center. Tapos tinanong ko, bakit? Hindi niya daw alam anong reason. So sigurado ko dahil nga may background ako sa medical, siguro dahil yun ay lumala na yung taas ng sugar niya, hindi niya na monitor, hindi niya nabibigyan ng gamot, nagkaroon siguro siya ng komplikasyon. Yung nerve sa paa na damage na, So, hindi niya na nararamdaman na may natapakan pala siya. So, probably, yun siguro yung nangyari. May natapakan siya, nasugat yung paa niya, maliit lang, tapos hindi niya naramdaman. Lumala. So, nagkaroon siya ng lagnat on and off, nakahiga lang siya. So, sabi ko sa kanya, so anong plano mo? Sabi ko, pa-check na natin yan. So, pina-check namin as OPD. Chinek, binigyan, niresetahan ng gamot. Tapos, tinignan yung sugat, binusbos. Pero kapiranggot lang ang tinignan. Tapos, in-advise na lang kami, linis, at 7 days na gamutan ng antibiotic. After ng 7 days, lumala lalo. Yung pinaka-pamamaga niya, lumaki lalo. So, sabi ko, ay, na-infect na to. Nilala ko sa emergency room. Ayun, doon nalaman lahat. Mababa pala hemoglobin, mataas masyado yung sugar, yung diabetes niya, talagang marami ng komplikasyon.
Ano po yung plans ng doktor niya?
Na-refer siya sa ortho. Ang plano sa kanya ay putulin. VKA or the below the knee amputation. Hesitant din kami pumirma ng consent. Then later on, ni-refer naman siya sa plastic surgeon. Nagsabi naman sa amin na maganda pa circulation. Might as well na tulungan na lang natin yung paa, linisin, wound dressing for twice a day, then debridement as needed, religiously. So, yun ginawa namin. Twice a day kami naglilinis, tulungan kami ng husband niya, hanggang ang nangyari, gumanda, pero andun pa rin yung plan na putulin. Hanggang makita na gumaganda na, ayun, hindi na naulit yung plan nila na maputol yung paa.
Kasabay po ba nun may mga tinitake pa siyang gamot?
Bukod doon sa antibiotics, bukod sa mga gamot na binigay ng doktor sa ospital, may tinake din siya na alternative medicine, yung PPARS. May kamahalan. So, sinugal ko para, kasi kailangan kung hindi mo isusugal yun, baka maputulan talaga. Kasi kahit naglilinis kami ng paa, tapos nagdidibri, pero parang slow yung healing process niya. So, I tried na painumin siya at 10 tablets at AM and 10 at lunch and then 10 at the evening. And the soft gel, twice a day also. So, religiously binibigay ko yun sa kanya. Dati kasi dahil nag-peak yung WBC niya, medyo nag-septic siya. Sa mga nakakaalam, sabihin yung infection kumalat na sa buong katawan. Kaya nagkaroon ng problema yung kaisipan na nawala sa wisyo. Dramatically, yun yung maganda doon. Dramatically, after 1 to 2 days, parang nakita ko siya ng improvement. Doon, nakita namin na sa help ng antibiotic and together with PPARS, sabi ko, maganda yung kinalabasan. So, why not continue? Hanggang nakita ko rin na gumaganda yung healing process. Tapos yung WBC, nag-dramatically from 46. Imagine, 46, dramatically bumaba siya ng 39, 33, 27, 19, 15, and then 11, 9, 7. So, nakikita mo talaga yung changes na nagawa ng gamot na yun. So, yung support ng family ay mahalaga sa recover ng pasyente. So, una, yun yung talaga nakikita ko, yung support system. Then secondly, syempre, with the help of the advanced technology, like yung mga ini-introduce ng mga gamot, hindi ko pwedeng alisin yun sa scene, sa scenario. So ako kasi, dahil nga nasa medical field ako, medyo alam ko yung mga ganyang mga alternative medicine and evidence-based ako. So sa PPARS, sabi ko nga, maganda yung result. Ito walang harong biro to. It's not joke. Hindi mo na ako binayaran So it's no joke. Talagang maganda yung yung nangyari sa kapatid ko, lalo na yung wound healing. Yun yung nakikita ko, yung wound healing talaga. Nag-granulate siya, gumanda yung circulation, nabuo ng laman, okay? Nagkalaman yung mga paa niya, na dating wala. Makikita niyo naman sa picture, di ba? dating wala, nagkaroon ng laman. So, na-prevent natin yung pagputol. I can say na effective. Okay, effective yung PPARS.
Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa mga patients na same case sa sister ninyo?
Okay. So, I advise them to try. Then, kagaya ko, gusto ko may ebidensya na experience ng on hand ng ate ko. So, ganun din yung papayo ko. Try to experience yung healing, try to take the medicine religiously ha. Despite medyo may konting kamahalan, but then kung titingnan mo naman yung long term na gamutan, mas mahal yun. Tsaka hospitalization. At yung syempre, yung recovery. Yun yung maganda doon eh. Yung recovery, mapabilis. So, try ninyo. Hello, I'm Joel Elcano. My sister, diabetic since way back 10 years up to now. Because of Simply Nature, hindi niya na kailangan mag-amputate. Yung recovery niya, yung unti-unti nagkaroon ng maganda, nagkalaman yung kanyang mga paa. Still recovering, yet nakikita ko yung magandang bunga. And that is because of Simply Nature, PPARS. And I trust Simply Nature.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ako si Haji Norma Yusuf, taga Zamboanga City. Pero dito na ako nakatira sa Maynila. 13 pieces na bukol, pero yung mga iba maliit siya. Pero yung itong isa malaki siya, parang umabot na ata ng 3. Kaya nga ito sabi ng doktor, kailangan tanggalin na. May kaibigan ako, i-try ko daw itong yung PPARS. Pangalawang gabi, may naramdaman ako parang iba. Yung parang may langgam na parang gumagalaw ganyan hanggang dito, hanggang sa talampakan, ganon. Pangatlong araw ko. Parang kung sumakit yung dito ko, parang gusto ko talaga. Pag ko ganyan sa CR, yun parang lumabas talaga na ganyan, napakarami talaga. Siguro sunod-sunod yun, 3 araw, ganun. Tapos sabi ko, pagtapos yung dito ko, minsan yung parang, ganun-ganun ako. Parang masikip dito, parang minsan sumasakit dito ko, ganyan. Yung na ako dito, umabot na ng mga 5 days, ganyan. Parang nawala yung sakit dito, nawala siya. Parang hindi na ako ganon-ganon. Pag nagsalita ako, parang tuloy-tuloy na, wala na akong halos maramdaman. Kaya siguro, hindi ako, sabi ko, parang ayaw ko magpa-opera, siguro mayroon talagang gamot para dito. Binigay ng God. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, parang maganda ang maganda ang pakiramdam ko. Yung high blood ko, pag ko, parang magandang tinanggal ko na yung sa cholesterol ko, hindi na ako, pero yung sa cholesterol ko, pag tinatanggal ko yon, parang hindi, mga 2 araw, parang masama ang pakiramdam ko. Pero ito, 14 days na, ngayon 14 days na, basta 2 weeks na, hindi ako uminom ng subastatin, wala akong nararamdaman na parang maganda ang Kaya yun, ngayon bumili pa ako ulit ng tablet. Oo. Kasi sabi ko para para lumakas talaga sa akin ng Kasi nararamdaman ko talaga na maganda. Ay, Norma Yusuf, ay bukol ako dito sa liig ko, 13 piraso. Umabot na ng 3 cm. Take ako ng PPARS 2 times, morning at saka gabi. Pag numulok ako, hindi ko na siya mararamdaman. At saka, kinakapa ko siya. Parang nawawala, parang wala na. Hindi ko mahawakan. Hindi katulad ng dati. Salamat, Simply Nature.
everyone, I'm Sheila and welcome to another enlightening episode of Simply Healed webinar. This program is proudly brought to you by the collaborative efforts of Simply Nature International and Simply Healed Medical Group. The Simply Nature is an international distributor of food supplements made from unique strain of high-grade microalgae known as PPARS. Backed by scientific research, PPARS have shown remarkable benefits supporting cancer treatment, enhancing general health, and helping to reverse metabolic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. To quickly recap last week's webinar, we tackled a powerful topic, managing tumor using PPARS protocol. It was a very informative session with plenty of great questions well addressed by our experts. This week, we turn our focus to a deeply important theme because tonight's topic is entitled Cancer Journey, Your Next Step. This journey is tough, but so are you. Whether you're starting treatment, awaiting the results, or healing between steps, every moment counts. Progress isn't always visible, but it's there in your courage, your questions, and your care. Listen to your body, trust your team, advocate for your needs, and you're not just going through this, you're moving forward one strong, brave step at a time. So without further ado, let's dive right in. We'll also be having what we call AMA or Ask Me Anything portion later, so please feel free to drop your questions on the comment section. Now, leading tonight's discussion are two highly respected health experts. First off, it's an honor to introduce Dr. Jansen Calalan, a graduate of St. Luke's College of Medicine and diplomate of both the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine and Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine. Currently serving as a consultant at renowned institutions, including Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex of Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas, Tree of Life Wellness Center, Centro Holistico, and Simply Healed Medical Group, where he practices integrative oncology. Joining him, of course, is a successful entrepreneur and seasoned international speaker who brings deep insight into personal health and success. He is the CEO and founding director of Simply Nature International and our PPARS expert from Singapore. Let us all watch this.
This is Shyan and welcome to another episode of Simply Healed. Today, our topic will be about what happens when you're newly diagnosed with cancer. What is your next step? All right. Over the past 4 years, our experience with the number of cancer patients and even Dr. Jansen, who does this program with me, our stance has our approach towards the treatment of cancer has also matured and changed, right? What has changed? Okay, so if you're newly diagnosed with cancer, or even if you're undergoing cancer now, probably just started your treatment or in the middle of your treatment, what has changed in our perspective? You know, for many new doctors or young doctors, they are very, very focused on getting the job done, you know. So it's about doing the surgery, it's about going through the chemotherapy, it's about staying on course with the protocols that your conventional medicine has prescribed. It's about sticking to that diet. It's about basically following all the protocols or recipes, established recipes for the treatment of cancer. However, over the years, we've also realized, as we have met cancer patients from different phases of life, we're talking about children, all right, with, like, for example, our success story with Dominic and baby Jhen, who was a toddler, an infant, all right, to very old senior citizens in their 70s and 80s. Of course, we have a whole mix. We have one patient who had tongue cancer, and she's a senior citizen, but right now she's so full of energy. All right, you can look for her testimonials in our Simply Nature YouTube channel. Okay, you can find it there. Very, very encouraging. All right, when we approach cancer now, we are not just we're not just considering what the fixed recipes and protocols tell us to do. Now as we have matured, we are now also considering other aspects which are very important to you right now, right? Now that you have been newly diagnosed with cancer. So one of the key things that we want to explore is your quality of your life and the experience of your journey fighting cancer, right? So it's not just about taking the strongest chemotherapy drug. It's not just about going through the surgeries and everything. It's about how you go through the surgeries, how you go through your radiation therapy, how you feel throughout the chemotherapy journey. What can you do to prepare yourself for the treatments that you will be now exploring? Of course, when you're newly diagnosed with cancer, the first question that comes to mind is, should I go conventional or can I try all natural? My answer, and I think Dr. Jansen would agree with me, is take the best of both worlds, right? Why do you have to choose one or the other? It's like that trick question we always ask in many programs, right? If you see a 100 peso note on the floor and a 1,000 peso note on the floor, which one would you pick up? The answer is both, not just one. Okay, so let's frame up. Again, I'm speaking to a person who is newly diagnosed with cancer or one that is in the beginning or middle of their treatment. Okay, so these are, let's frame up how we're going to approach this. We will approach it by understanding conventional medicine, which is your surgery, your radiation therapy, your chemotherapy, and even your targeted and immunotherapy. All these are direct, very strong, but again, very effective approaches at hitting the cancer itself, right? So number one on the priority list is actually surgery. If you can remove the headquarters of your cancer, remove it, right? And now the trend for surgery is not like, for example, mastectomy for breast cancer. Nowadays, surgical oncologists do not just want to cut off the whole breast anymore. There is a consensus across the board in the medical industry to do more precise surgical surgeries. So they will do specifically smaller incisions. Instead of removing the whole breast, only remove the parts where the cancer is. And of course, that's because there's an improvement in techniques and everything. But with each case, you've got to check with your surgeon, all right? And they will advise you if they can do precise surgery or they have to cut out a little bit more. Okay. Next, conventional chemotherapy is definitely effective in one way. It kills cancer cells. Okay, it kills cancer cells. And for chemotherapy and surgery, it's not an option that stays on the table all the time. Okay, number one, if your cancer spreads, or what we call metastasize, moves to another part of the body, even if it just spreads locally, sometimes it is no longer practical to do surgery. For example, instead of having one lump in your breast, you have like 6-7 lumps in not only your breast but spread to the lungs, which is just near your breast, right? It is no longer practical. You can't operate to remove all the tumors anymore because there are so many small tumors everywhere. And the same for chemotherapy. Chemotherapy will not work once the cancer mutates, right? So the thing with every chemotherapy drug is that every chemotherapy drug is designed for a specific type of cancer. So even in breast cancer, there is at least 4 major types of breast cancer. Triple negative breast cancer, and so on and so forth. So actually, every type of cancer has its specific drug. So when the cancer mutates, the drug no longer works, which is why some people have to go for novel chemotherapy drugs, which means experimental or new chemotherapy drugs, because it's no longer the old one. So why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up to let you know that don't assume that you can always do surgery later or you can always use chemotherapy later. Time is an issue. Timing is important. When that option is available, take it. All right, take it. So for those who are worried about conventional medicine, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and the side effects, I want to assure you, because there is now Simply Nature PPARS in the formula, you can be confident that you can go and take these conventional medicine, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and our protocols will protect you from most of the side effects of these therapies. So you can really consider conventional medicine as your frontline first action of defense, okay, and your fight against cancer. Now, what about natural? What if you really want to go natural? Well, that's a real option too. Why? In the past, even Dr. Jansen would say, go conventional. But you know, as we meet different types of patients, and especially when the patients happen in our own homes, our views start to change. So are there reasons why you would not do conventional medicine and just go for natural? Yes. For example, if you medically can't use the chemotherapies because you're allergic to them, your body does not react well to them. The other possibility is that it could be age, right? If the cancer patient is already in their late 70s, quality of life becomes more important than going through the treatments. So in other words, you don't want to drag your grandfather or your lolo or your dad through all the side effects of chemotherapy. Actually, you just want to give them strength and let them live out the remaining years, and still wanting to fight and defeat the cancer, but not at the price of suffering, right? So there is no one answer to the treatment of cancer. Every cancer patient has their own priorities and what is important to them. Okay, so now I'm going to go in a short few minutes, like 5 minutes, quickly cover how we can do this, cover all the bases, all right, so that you have a clear idea how to start, okay? Let's talk about the number one, the overall strategy. The strategy is use as strong a method you can to fight the cancer. Number two, make sure you protect your healthy cells and organs. Number three, continually strengthen your body because you need to be strong to fight cancer. Okay? So 3 simple strategies. And last one, while you strengthen your body, on the same, the same direction is, not only do you strengthen your body, you make your body hostile for cancer growth. That means make it difficult for the cancer to grow in your body. First one, how do you prepare for chemotherapy options? Okay, you do that by strengthening and getting rid of your comorbidities. Okay, so number one, get your other health issues under control quickly. Why? Because if you are diabetic, if you have high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, these very common things, but they will affect the success rate of your treatment towards cancer. It will affect how your body feels, right? If you're diabetic, high blood cholesterol, and then you're going through chemotherapy, or you have high levels of inflammation, gout, and joint pains, and then you're going through chemotherapy, oh wow, your whole experience will be worse than someone who is actually healthy and then going through chemotherapy. So right now, from day one, what you want to do without waiting for the next step from your oncologist, you already want to do one thing. Get rid of all your comorbidities. So if you have high blood sugar, high blood cholesterol, arthritis, pains, all that, and you can do that with Simply Nature PPAR extracts, all right? And because they're natural, they won't affect your options later. They won't have no contraindications with your chemotherapy or any of the conventional medicine that you're looking for. So you don't have to worry, right? You don't have to check with your onco yet about these things. You can straight away start to deal with them. Okay, number two, let's talk about strengthening the body. What happens is that when you take Simply Nature PPARS, it will reduce inflammation. All right, it's a superfood, so it will nourish your body. It reduces inflammation, so it makes it hard for the cancer to grow because your cancer thrives in a body that is inflamed. And a body that's inflamed also makes it easy for the cancer tumor to grow its own blood vessels. Okay, so once a cancer wants to grow past a certain size, it cannot just steal food from the surrounding cells anymore. It actually needs to grow its own blood vessels. Now, blood vessels are grown more easily in an inflamed body. Simple explanation is like when you hit your elbow, it gets red and swollen, right? So a lot of blood rushes there. So that's what inflammation is, right? A rushing of all these blood to that location. And that makes it easy. All the nutrients are there, all the necessary components are there for repairing of your bruise. But that also means it's all the right nutrients and components are there for the cancer tumor to use in order to grow new blood vessels. So you want to reduce inflammation. And Simply Nature PPARS will help you modulate your body's inflammation. So it's totally different from just taking antioxidants. It's not about oxidants and antioxidants. It's more than that. There are actually specific functions that you want to trigger to manage and modulate your body's inflammatory responses. So you can lower chronic inflammation with Simply Nature PPARS. Okay. Now let's shift before I move into Ask Me Anything segment. Let's shift into what does Simply Nature PPARS extracts do if you want to treat cancer naturally? All right. What it does is that it actually boosts your immune system. It strengthens your immune system by a few ways. Number one, it increases dendritic cell activity. This will help with immunotherapy. All right. What that does is that it basically works like a natural vaccination. It makes your immune system be able to recognize the cancer cell. And that will allow your macrophage cells, your NK cells, your T cells, these are the army cells, the soldier cells in your body that to attack the cancer. So by using this, you can basically treat your cancer naturally or fight cancer naturally. Okay, maybe the proper word will be to fight cancer naturally. Okay, so that is what Simply Nature PPARS can do for you if you have to use a natural approach to your treatment of cancer. Okay, just an overview because we are just talking about overview strategies. Check out the other YouTube videos. They are more specific about how Simply Nature PPARS can help you with immunotherapy, with breast cancer, colon cancer. Those are specific. But I just wanted to get you ready so that we can move into the Ask Me Anything segment. Today's episode is for patients who have been newly diagnosed with cancer. So I just wanted to assure you with a simple strategy, okay, which is to get yourself prepped up to keep all your options open, and then you can explore them and choose the one that's best for you. So I'll see you in the Ask Me Anything segment right after this.
Thank you so much, Sir Shyan. For those of you who just came in, welcome to another episode of Simply Healed webinar. I'm so sure that many of you have picked up valuable insights from his talk and have questions in mind. Well, good news, because we are now in the what we call AMA or Ask Me Anything portion of the program. But just before we dive right in, let us quickly greet our viewers for tonight, starting off with Miss Elena Robles Antonio, Miss Minda Banela. We also have Miss Jeanette Koo from Child House, Dr. Mary Grace Kalala, Miss RC, and Miss Shirt Kalala. Magandang gabi po, and thank you for watching us tonight. At this point, I just also want to extend our gratitude to all the doctors, clients, and patients who joined us at the Freedom from Cancer face-to-face seminar last June 7 at SMX SM Aura. Your presence meant so much. We are truly honored to support you on your health journey and deeply appreciate your trust in Simply Nature. May you continue to feel empowered, supported, and never alone as you move forward with courage and resilience. Now, at this point, I can see that some questions are coming in privately. In today's world, where so many health opinions compete for attention, it's important to hear directly from trusted experts. So, to help us answer our questions for tonight with clarity and authority, I'd like to call on once again our lifestyle medicine doctor and integrative oncology specialist, Dr. Jansen Kalalan, and the CEO and founding director of Simply Nature International, Mr. Shyan Lim. Good evening, Dr. Jansen. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Doc. Good evening, Doc Johnson. Good evening,
Hello,
Sheila.
hello.
Hello,
Good
hello.
evening.
Hi. Let's start. It's a Thursday. I think I'm a little tired, but with busy week. But We're always excited to come on a program. And I think as the questions come in, our energy level will pick up. So Sheila, let's begin.
Indeed. All right. So for the first question for tonight, this was thrown to us yesterday during our SNA. Okay, question is coming from Ms. Ritz Balandes. I wasn't able to attend last June 7th. That's
Oh.
okay. But my question is how biopsy affects the patient and the role of PPARS to the case of cancer.
Okay. Yeah. Biopsy is when you get a sample of the tumor and send it to the laboratory for testing. Okay. Now, when we get a piece of the tumor, several things that can happen. No? One of the most important things that we have to think of is, will the cancer spread elsewhere? So seeding, that is tumor seeding. No. Now, studies have shown, no, the evidence behind this is it depends on the type of procedure that was done. If it is core needle, then the long-term consequence, no, it increases the risk of metastasis significantly long-term. Okay? If it is fine needle aspiration biopsy, then it doesn't cause spread or metastasis of the tumor. So going back to core needle biopsy, how soon should you undergo treatment or how soon should you undergo surgery to prevent the elevation or the increase in risk for metastasis? It's within 2 months. Okay, so beyond 2 months, this is when the risk starts to go up, and it significantly increases beyond 2 years. That's why you will see a lot of patients who underwent biopsy but did not do anything, having advanced cancers 2 years from the time that they did the biopsy. Okay, so having said this, it's very important that once you undergo the biopsy, you have to be decided already that you will undergo some sort of treatment and not dilly-dally. Okay, so if you're not decided on the treatment, then just delay the biopsy. That's okay. Because the information that we need from the biopsy is just the type of cancer, number one, and how advanced the cancer is. So we have a thing called pathologic staging. So that would also give us an idea about the staging of your cancer. Okay. Biopsy will also help us determine treatment choices. So in this case, biopsy is really important if you are already decided to undergo the treatment or whatever treatment that is. Okay, but if you are not yet decided on the treatment, just it would be okay to delay. Okay.
Wow, I think Doc has given us a very clear guideline. The moment you have a biopsy, your golden period is 2 months. Within 2 months, you need to go for treatment. And Doc Jansen said something that I think will help everyone tonight, is that if you're not going to do anything or you have not decided anything yet, then no point doing the biopsy. However, I just want everybody to remember, you cannot put your head in the sand if you suspect yourself of having cancer. Okay, so you've got to make a decision on something. Now, if you really don't know what to do, which is why you want to delay your biopsy, then I want to suggest go for a consult with Dr. Jansen, right? I'm sure within 10 minutes of talking to him, he'll lay out a very clear path for you on what you want to do next. Whether you want to go all natural, and he'll tell you why yes, why no, and then he'll tell you the steps, right? So I think one thing from Dr. Jansen's advice you want to do is this. You want to ask your oncologist, after my biopsy, if it's this, what am I going to do? If it's that, what am I going to do? What are my options? So that will help you become clear whether you want to go for your biopsy immediately or you want to have a consult with Dr. Jansen, who will then maybe share with you other things and other approaches you can do. Okay. Let me answer the second part of the question, which is what can PPARS do for cancer? PPARS is your best first step, right? So if today you have a cancer scare, you don't even know if it's cancer, but you have a cancer scare. So I would say immediately go on soft gel capsules and tablets. Why? Because if it's not cancer, it's fine. You have a tumor that maybe is benign, and your options are then many. I again would encourage you to find Dr. Jansen. He'll share with you options for benign tumors. Right? That means that the tumors are not dangerous, not malignant. Not, I won't say not dangerous, but yeah, basically generally not dangerous. And then what can you do? Because you still want to get rid of it if you can, especially if you can do it safely. Now, if you have to go for surgery, I am sure no matter which country you are coming from Europe, US, Asia, Southeast Asia, there is a strong likelihood you have metabolic syndromes, right? Which means you might be mildly diabetic, hypertension, high blood cholesterol. You probably have chronic inflammation. Most of us have that because of COVID-19. And I believe almost everyone got hit with COVID-19 within the last 5 years. And now there's a resurgence in Asia, okay? So by taking soft gel and tablets, you're going to help manage your metabolic syndromes, including manage your inflammation. Now, this is going to be great and important for you if it turns out your cancer scare is cancer, right? Because then if your blood sugar, blood pressure, all this is more normal or under control, going for surgery, going for all sorts of different treatments from radiation to chemotherapy, you are in a better position. All right. So that's why I say, even if before you have even go to the next step, this is the first thing you can do already. All right. So regardless what happens, whether it's good news, it's benign, or it's not so good news, it is going to benefit you. But of course, the moment you know that your tumor is malignant, then as Dr. Jansen has shared many times, and I agree with him, and that's what I recommend myself too, then take a look at our liquid extracts, because they are the best for supporting cancer and fighting cancer. Again, if you are the moment you're diagnosed malignant, I assume you would see an oncologist. Okay, if not, if you're seeing an oncologist, please see Dr. Jansen as well, because he's going to share with you how you can reduce the side effects of chemotherapy, how to make sure your oncological protocols are going to work better for you. Now, if you want all natural, or maybe because of age or maybe other personal reasons you don't want to go for conventional medicine, then again, Dr. Jansen is actually quite an expert in the area for integrative medicine. So he'll give you a combination of non-chemotherapy options, as well as natural lifestyle changes that will support your fight against cancer. So, okay, yeah, that it is, Sheila.
Right, I just want to say that for those of you who wish to have a consult with Dr. Jansen Kalalan, you can simply type in how to consult, and our caring HCS, Miss Beth and Miss Irish, will definitely get in touch with you individually. Right, for our next question coming from Miss Minda Banella, for a case where tumor marker is 4.6, can PPARS tablet be sufficient alone?
I wonder what that tumor marker is. I cannot answer the question because the information is lacking.
Yeah, because there are many types of tumor markers, so you have to be actually specific. But I want to say something. I will go out on a limb here, Doc. I will generally say, if you have cancer, tablets is not enough. All right, tablets is what you take as a supplement for your nutritional needs, just to make sure, especially as cancer patients, sometimes your appetite is not so good. Just to boost your nutrient intake, all right, to make it more complete. However, definitely you will need the extracts if you want any strong anti-cancer action. Okay, so if you have cancer, tablets, no, not enough.
By the way, the tablets have a lot of value in chemotherapy support. It does work. Yeah. I have a lot of patients who are using just the tablets for as a supportive supplement for chemo. So
okay, good. very good. I want to thank Dr. Jansen, right? Because normally, even for chemo support, we will usually go for
extracts, yes,
extract and soft gel capsules. So the more patients that we see, because also in Philippines, and I think I want to thank Dr. Jansen for this, because Dr. Jansen has a heart of gold as well, right? So really, in the Philippines, we meet many patients which are financially tight. And sometimes on our program, when they hear take extract, liquid extract, they feel hopeless because they don't have the financial strength to do it, right? And there's a special group of big group. There's a special group, but it's a big group of cancer patients in Philippines that have government support for chemotherapy. So their chemotherapy is actually free. All right, there is a lot of government support for chemotherapy. However, there is not much options for supporting chemotherapy to reduce the side effects, to make it how shall we say, to make the chemo work better and to have them in a better, the whole process to be more comfortable, right? So now what Dr. Jansen shared is a really good option. So especially for cancer patients who are actually having subsidized hospitalization and hospital treatment, then the tablets is something very affordable and is helpful for you. Yeah. Sheila?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So for our next question, coming from Ms. Vo Odds. Good evening, Doc. I was prescribed by my doctor to take Tagrisso chemo for my lung cancer. Doc, why is it needed for me to be still injected by vitamins for the bones once a month for 2 years?
Okay, a few reasons, no. If you have lung cancer, then you are on Tagrisso, then most likely the type of lung cancer that you have is non-small cell lung cancer that is EGFR positive, EGFR mutation positive. Okay, so for this type of lung cancer, it usually affects the bones. It usually metastasizes to the bone. Now that is going to be very, very painful if ever it does metastasize. So one reason is this is one reason why we need support for the musculoskeletal system, especially your bones. So that's why your onco is also advising injectables for your bone health. So I need to know the type of injectable that the onco is advising so I can make more correct comments. So in this case, no, I don't know what the what the medication that's going to be injected is, no. But if it is denosumab, then denosumab can help with your bone health, especially if you are already or if you have already bone mets. Okay. This can also help lessen pains because Tagrisso, one of the side effects is musculoskeletal pain as well. So denosumab injections can also help lessen the pain as a result of the Tagrisso.
So really good, I think, for this particular viewer, and this is a great example why this program is so helpful for so many people. Dr. Jansen, thank you for the explanation. It gives even me a clear picture. If I had someone in that position, why the doctor is giving us extra supplements or injections. And of course, I think something about this question tells me, Dr. Jansen, that this is a very important program. I think patients maybe are shy. They didn't ask their doctor why. And sometimes, you wait 4 hours in the hospital to meet your doctor, and then sometimes on the way home, then you forgot to ask the question. So you're not going to drive back and wait another 4 hours just to ask a question, right? So again, this is the reason why we are doing this program, to really help the viewers out there. And I'm sure many viewers are thanking you, Doc. Yeah.
Yeah, and may I just say that, asking this courageous question actually gives a lot more courage for you to move on to your treatment. So thank you, Dr. Jansen, for the encouragement as well. Okay, so for our next question coming from Ms. Judith, I had ultrasound of the breast with multiple nodules, all less than 1 cm. One is BIRED 3. I also had ultrasound of neck with 3 nodules. What should I do and what papers can you recommend?
Okay. You have 2 issues. Breast nodules and neck nodules. So I don't know where the nodules in the neck is, no, but let's just talk about the breast. BIRED 3 is a benign reading, no. It's benign, in other words. So the nodules in your breast have characteristics of benign features. So for this case, I would just monitor. I would just observe what happens to the nodules. Is it increasing in size? Is it responding to your period? Okay, is it does it have any reactions that is associated with your period, your monthly period? Okay. So another thing is why don't we be more proactive about it? So one
Wow.
one thing that I noticed with patients who do develop breast cysts or breast nodules, usually they live a very unhealthy lifestyle or they have some sort of hormonal imbalance. Okay, but not all, no, not all patients who have this will develop breast nodules, and not all patients who have breast nodules will definitely have this. Okay, it's just that majority of them that I notice have these issues. So if you do have breast nodules, breast cysts, do consider doing a detox, doing a detoxification, fix your gut, have your hormones checked by an integrative medicine doctor who is specializing in bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Okay, so these doctors would greatly help you. Sa start, if you would want to detox immediately, Simply Nature PPARS have very good detoxification capabilities as well. So you can just begin with the tablets. I think that would be enough. Then combine it with cleansing plus. So
Yeah.
once a day of a sachet, that would be enough, no? Just to encourage bowel movement. Then from this point on, go and see an integrative medicine doctor. Okay. Now the number two issue, ultrasound of the neck with 3 nodules. I don't know where the nodules are, because it can come from the lymph nodes, it can come from the thyroid. But I will assume for this case, it's coming from the thyroid. So if it is thyroid nodules, first check if there are thyroid hormone issues. Are you hyperthyroid? Are you hypothyroid? Are there autoimmune disease factors involving the thyroid? So have your thyroid antibodies checked as well. Then treat from there, no? Usually, Simply Nature PPARs have very good or give very good response in resolving the thyroid nodules. I have a fair share of patients whose thyroid nodules disappeared, no? But the paper products that I had good success with are liquid and powder. Okay. Now again, not all patients who take this will respond completely 100%. No, there will be a specific number of patients who would respond. But so far, no, with my experience, Simply Nature Papers does really good. Does a really good job in in decreasing the size or reducing the size of the nodules. So yeah, you might want to try a few months of PPARS, probably 2 months, 3 months. I think that would be a long enough time for you to try. Then move from there. Yeah. So then again, you for your case, no, it's still better to go see an integrative medicine doctor who specializes in hormones, because these issues would most likely be because of hormones. Okay, and of course, you would want to rule out cancer. No, that's why you came to the event in the first place. So, if you would want to go for a more in-depth screen, or how should I say, more thorough screening for cancer, then you might want to consider RGCC's OncoDeclare, because at this point, because the RGCC's OncoDeclare can screen for cancers, so regardless of the type of cancer. Yeah.
I I want to take this opportunity again to share one thing. Why did Dr. Jansen encourage you to see an integrative doctor? And this is just a good example, because when your case is benign, the conventional doctor has very limited tools because the conventional doctor does not treat non-diseases, right? So a benign tumor is not really a disease. There's nothing really wrong with it, right? So this is where integrative medicine in Philippines is a very strong and good development. And I want to encourage everyone to look for a proper integrative doctor. Okay. There are some very good naturopaths that I do know, and they are very knowledgeable, but it's far and few in between. Okay. So one thing I would, since I'm not so sure, my safest advice for everyone is to find an integrative doctor, right? Because the doctor is actually a full doctor, a real doctor. Okay, went for med school, is a qualified doctor, but they chose to do integrative medicine. That means natural and non-standard conventional medicines, right? So Dr. Jansen is one good example. He's a graduate from St. Luke's Medical School, so that's one of the top in the country already. He's a full-fledged doctor. And as Dr. Jansen answers your question, can't you feel like that confidence that you will have in him? It's so different because I know many people also, they go for I guess talks at direct selling marketing companies and things like that. And this is cancer scare that we're talking about, right? So the person, you should always test the person whether they know the drugs, the chemotherapy drugs, if they can read your diagnostics, right? If they look at your diagnostics and they're just as lost as you, I don't think that person will be the right person to seek advice for. So again, those of you who are looking for a great integrative doctor, I think there's no one better than Dr. Jansen, and he's readily available for a online consult. Again, I also want to say that the pandemic has given us a very good tool because it can be very tiring, and sometimes the best doctors are not in your city or not where you live. So with a teleconsult, you can actually do an initial consultation with Dr. Jansen, and if from anywhere in the world, not just in Philippines, anywhere in the world, you can actually consult with him. And if it's really necessary, he'll guide you for the next step, either to find a local doctor, or if you live in Metro Manila or close to here, you can always come physically to see Dr. Jansen. So hataw na, take action. And Dr. Jansen gave you very encouraging words because he actually has good experience with patients with your condition with regards to your nodules. Sheila?
Excellent. Thank you. I actually have a follow-up question regarding what Dr. Jansen just answered. Where can the OncoDeclare test be done?
Oh, it can be done at your home.
Wow!
They do home service. Okay, so RGCC is a laboratory in Greece and Switzerland. They have a headquarters here in Southeast Asia, which is in Singapore. Now, Singapore handles the other countries in Southeast Asia. Okay, so one of the countries is Philippines, so they have a Philippine team here. So the Philippine team can coordinate the logistics, the blood extraction with you. Yeah. So, for if you are really interested, no, please schedule a consult so I can interview you and refer you to the RGCC Philippine team. Yeah, so that you can coordinate and get your blood extracted and ship it to Greece for testing.
Oh, Dr. Johnson, we should take a look. Maybe RGCC Singapore will fly you into Singapore to do talks, right? I should speak to the RGCC here and RGCC in Singapore because I'm relocating back to Singapore 2 months' time. All right, okay. Next question, Sheila.
All right. Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Dr. Jansen. For our next question, coming from Ms. Lali Moreno, how about nodules below rib cage? After radio frequency, I feel that those that I felt before got lessened. I also have history of fatty liver. What PPARS should I take?
Okay, I need to talk to you. I cannot answer the question because the question has a lot of directions and I really can't understand the question, no? So yeah, I have to talk to you with regards to this.
Okay, all right.
I'm looking at the follow-up question. So you have a history of fatty liver. Let me just answer this, no? PPARS and fatty liver. Okay. For fatty liver, from the name itself, no, your liver is full of fat. And with this, the liver is storing fat. Okay. This means that you have an excess of fat You have fat toxicity, in other words. So how do you eliminate fat? How do you eliminate? You burn fat, you burn more fat. You reduce intake of fat, and you try to excrete more fat. Okay? So how do you do these three? First, to reduce intake, no, you have to go on a low-fat diet, really. Go on a low-fat diet. How do you go on a low-fat diet? Minimize oil consumption, minimize processed food consumption. Okay. Another one is to eat more fiber. Okay, so plant foods. Okay. If you need supplements, Cleansing Plus comes in. All right. So now we've talked about reducing fat intake. We have to talk about burning more fat. No, try to eliminate. How do you burn more fat? Number one is by exercising. Right? Number two is by taking medications and supplements that can help you burn more fat. So what are those? PPARS is one of them. Another one would be oligonol. So oligonol is made from lychee and green tea.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And I mentioned green tea. So matcha. So green tea can also help, no? EGCG is also known as your green tea. Another one would be metformin. Metformin is a medication used for diabetes to lower your blood sugar. So the main mechanism of action of metformin is it sensitizes your body to insulin. Okay? So if it sensitizes your body to insulin, then your blood sugar will go down. And since your blood sugar or your glycogen stores have been depleted already, the next fuel source that your body will tap into would be fat.
Wow.
Metformin. However, the problem with metformin is you need a doctor to prescribe you metformin. So if you want to skip the doctor, no, what supplement should you go for? It's berberine. Berberine is the counterpart of metformin. However, just know this, no. Be careful of berberine or supplements in general because you have to have a good quality supplement so it doesn't bring you harm. Because supplements are not as well regulated as your pharmaceuticals or medications. So, if I were you, I would still go see my doctor to ask. Okay, so those are a few supplements that you can look into and medications, no, that you can look into to help you burn more fat. Yeah, so to eliminate more fat, you also need fiber. So fat is usually excreted through the bile together with cholesterol. So if it is so, then just eat a high fiber diet and you should gradually be able to reduce your toxicity and eventually be done with fatty liver. But most important of all, no, is be careful of what you're eating and make sure that you're moving and you are not on a sedentary lifestyle, right?
Okay. I want to give everyone a tip on buying supplements. How do you know you can trust a supplement, all right? A brand of supplement. My first go-to is if you go to their Facebook page and first of all, they should have a Facebook page. All right. Next, if you go to the company website or the Facebook page, if you say contact them, you should be able to talk to someone. Right? Any real company will have a proper customer service so that they can answer your questions. If you can't even ask questions, then I would say maybe look for another brand where you can ask a person questions, right? Because being willing to answer your questions and to be contactable is the first sign that you know that the company is serious and they are trustworthy. That means they have answers for any questions you may have. Right? If you can't contact a brand of any supplement, if you call the hotline, if there's no hotline, there's no way to contact them and they don't respond to you immediately or in a very short time, like within a day, then find another brand. There are many brands available in the marketplace. Sheila.
All right, I just want to say, just to add on what you said, Sir Shyan, that we are not just in Lazada, we are actually in Lazmall. That makes you more confident.
That's true. Those who like shopping platforms, there's a difference between Lazada and Lazmall. I'll tell you right now, because just in case you don't know, many of people who use online platforms, you don't actually apply for business, so you won't know the other side. In order to be on the official Lazmall, you have to have FDA certification, you have to have proper company SEC certification. So it's very different to buy from Lazada versus Lazada Mall. All right, yeah, Sheila.
That's right. Also for Shopee, we are also a preferred Shopee seller. So
Yeah, same requirements. So anybody who's not in Shopee Mall or Lazmall, not saying that they're bad. It's just that they are not checked. All right, they are not certified. Okay, so when it comes to health, I think try your very best to buy from brands that are certified. Right. If you're just buying like Tupperware or pen or some electronic appliance, yeah, it's okay if you don't get a good one, right? But when it comes to your health, something that you put in your body, I think let's be more higher standards. Yeah. Thank you.
for Mr. Even so, even if you're just buying pots and pans, you still have to get it from Lazada.
Yeah, that's true. You buy appliance and it catches fire, I mean, you burn your house. That's another. Okay.
Right. Oh, I just saw that Miss Lally is saying sorry for her question. No, don't. There's nothing to say sorry about.
Great question. Great questions. Thank you for your question. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Jansen, as well. All right. So for our next question, okay, just a second. Okay. Housewife, her name is Ruby from Batangas. May I ask, how will I use the PPARS and how long can I treat my thyroid nodules? Do you have follow-up checkups?
Oh, wow. I'll leave this to Doc.
Yeah, it varies. It varies. So there are patients who, in just 2 months, 1 month, the thyroid nodules disappear. It really depends on the size, no? There are some patients wherein I have to treat them for 6 months, 1 year before the thyroid nodules disappears. So it really depends. So the fact of the matter is PPARS works, and how long should we expect for it to work? That question, I really don't know the answer. It really depends on your body. So if you want to try it, stay on it as long as you can. Then just monitor along the way. Now, when will I decide to change it or shift to another product? Usually, I will try it for 6 months max. Then, if nothing seems to be changing after 6 months of using it, then that's the time that I, change strategies. So, for me, that's going to be a long enough time for your body to have significant changes from the product. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Jansen. For most supplements, guys, that's why it's very different. When we meet medical doctors always ask for samples. We don't give samples because number one, it's not like a drug. When you take a drug, literally within minutes, within an hour, it has a specified effect. You can actually feel something changes, right? So that is why medical doctors can, pharmaceutical companies can give drugs out as samples so that the doctor can see how it works, right? But when it comes to supplements, most supplements need at least 1 month, at least, to see some effect. So the desired effect usually takes about 1 to 3 months for any kind of supplement. That's why if you ever take traditional Chinese medicine, you won't see results that quickly, right? You will see results in 1-2 weeks, right? Not in 30 minutes or 1 hour, right? You'll see that for acupuncture, literally in seconds, actually, for acupuncture. But that's why for natural supplements and even lifestyle change, unless you have a very unique condition or very severe condition, especially if you are mild or moderate, lifestyle change, it'll take you a good amount of time, right? At least a week for you to see very measurable results. So this is just for everyone who's taking supplements. Give it a fair shot. You should take it for at least a month. All right, at the very least, before you put any judgment call on it. All right, so don't take a supplement for 3 days and then says that it works or does not work. Okay, yeah.
I'm surprised with what Doc Jansen mentioned earlier. There are stubborn kinds of nodules pala. But it's still very encouraging that you've mentioned PPARS still works for those.
Yeah, that's good by experience. So the answers Doc Jansen gave today are and expanded from 4 years ago, which is why our viewers, those of you who are long-time viewers, you always hear something new from Doc Jansen because his experience and his expertise is always growing and deepening every year. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I just say on the perspective of a patient, since I have my son with me, I my learnings from Sir Sean and also Doc Jansen has kept me grounded and always, vigilant with how we approach of taking care of our patients. So I hope that you also feel empowered by watching our webinars every Thursday night. So thank you. All right, so for our next question coming from Ms. Roseanne Marie from Taguig. With diabetes, is protein in the urine a sign of bad kidney?
Wait, I lagged. Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I lagged.
Of course. All right, coming from Ms. Roseanne Marie, is protein in the urine a sign of bad kidney?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Possibly.
Your urinalysis has protein there, right? If it says 1+, there's something wrong with your kidneys already at that point. So to confirm it, you have to undergo what we call as the urine microalbumin test. So the urine microalbumin test will look for small amounts of protein present in your urine. And if that is significantly high, then you might have early CKD.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Now, protein in the urine can be transient as well, especially if you are dehydrated.
Yes.
Right. So make sure you drink plenty of water. Now, if it is so, then you don't have any problems. But then again, to answer the question, there's a problem with the kidneys. Okay. But it can be transient or a little bit more permanent. Right. So the answer is yes.
Yeah, I just want to vouch for this one. I got a scare because one morning I woke up, I was urinating and my urine was frothy. I was freaking out, right? I went for a GFA test and everything. It turns out I was severely dehydrated. All right. I had no idea why I wasn't drinking enough water, but it was, and then it just took, I think, a day and a half, 2 days of hydrating myself, and everything went back to normal. So, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Jansen.
Thank you, Sir Sean and Dr. Jansen. For our next question coming from Miss Glenda from Oman, are native or organic chicken or organic egg, are they prohibited for cancer patients?
Oh.
Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, why is it so? Why? Cancer has 3 major fuels. One is glucose, which all of us know. Okay. Number 2 is cholesterol. Cancer cells need cholesterol to make more cancer cells.
Oh, wow.
Because cholesterol is an integral part of the cell membrane. Okay? There won't be a cell without cholesterol. Okay? So number 3 fuel would be glutamine. Glutamine is an amino acid that is richly found in animal food products.
But not in plants.
Not there is glutamine in plants,
not
so much, no. And you have fiber anyway, so the amount that you absorb won't be as much as when you eat animal food products. Wow. So this is the primary reason why, animal food products in general are prohibited in cancer patients. There are exceptions though. Okay. There are exceptions. No, I do prescribe animal food products to cancer patients if they are severely thin, severely cachectic, if they have poor oral intake already of food. So this is to this is to correct the amount of protein that their body is generating, or or their body has. Okay, but once I have achieved the necessary weight and the necessary weight, then I advise the patient to shift on a plant-based diet again. Right, but this is only for very very sick patients already. But if you are someone a cancer patient who's still strong, um, then you should be on a plant-based diet by default. Right? So always remember three fuels of cancer: glucose, cholesterol, and glutamine. Glutamine and cholesterol is largely found in animal food products, not only in chicken. It doesn't matter if it is native or organic. Okay?
I think this question, Doc, is the person wants to eat chicken and they are hoping that that you will tell them that native chicken you
It
can
is okay.
that is okay. All right. So there you go. I want to encourage this particular viewer. If you're asking this question, don't think that you will never eat chicken again. Okay. Just think that for this, at least let's say for the next 2 months, right? Just set a very short-term goal. Don't say that you won't eat chicken for a year, right? Just tell yourself for the next 2 months, you're not going to eat chicken. And I want to encourage you, what you're going to do is you don't need to go to a vegan restaurant, okay? You don't need to, because that's a very difficult strategy, because you might not have a vegetarian restaurant near you. Okay, what you do is you go to the places that you normally go to eat, and then you look for the vegetable dishes. Okay, usually they're still very tasty, and that helps you. Okay, like there was a time when I was with Doc Jansen, and when and he was eating all vegetables. So I tried also. So for example, if I go to one of my favorite Xiao Long Bao's restaurant in Tai Fung, they actually have vegetable Xiao Long Bao's. All right, so that's an example where I can avoid eating meat without trying to find a vegetarian restaurant, right? Yeah. So simple advice: just give yourself a short-term goal for next 1 month, 2 months. No meat for a while. All right, and then you'll find that after 1 month, you make that decision again. It gets easier and easier. All right.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Doc Jansen. Okay, talking about tastes. For a person or for a patient taking PPARS, is it possible to lose their taste or to have a bland taste for on food?
I haven't experienced this with other patients. You might have a different issue.
Yep. I think patients who have change in taste is due to the ailments that they have, right? So it might be due to disease, and very often is due to their treatments. So if you're having conventional drug treatments, many treatments might actually affect your taste buds, especially for cancer treatments. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think we still have one more question to answer coming from Miss Alma. I just want to know if I can still take PPARS capsule if I have been injected with filgrastim yesterday afternoon, because I feel that my body is a little weaker today after chemo session.
Yeah, absolutely. You are correct. You should be on PPARS, no? Even if you are injecting filgrastim. So ideally, how I would do it is I will take PPARS first and have filgrastim injected. But if for some reason you skip, no, you can just follow up with the PPARS. It won't have any negative effect. You'll still get it, but if I were to do so, I would take the PPARS first, then get the filgrastim injection.
Yeah, the science behind it is because it actually improves the effect of filgrastim, because that stimulates white blood cell production, right? So you get the bone marrow, everything already and healthy, and then when you take your filgrastim, it's going to have a much better effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a follow-up question. I think it should be filgrastim.
Yeah, filgrastim.
Filgrastim. Filgristim.
But is there other medications like PEG filgrastim?
Yes, there is such a thing as PEG filgrastim. PEG filgrastim is just a better version of filgrastim. So
I didn't know
anyway,
that one.
both are filgrastim.
It's a second generation or a different brand, a more expensive.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
see.
okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Doc Jansen. Thank you, Sir Shyan. Or that is actually we have covered all our
Oh,
questions.
that's good. I'm actually quite tired today.
Let's take a rest. Let's rest.
Alright. But of course, before we wrap up, just a very quick question for the no, very quick parting words coming from the both of you. Who would like to start?
Not,
Yeah, I'll start first. Yeah, I'll
Alright.
start first. So everyone, I really apologize if not everybody's question were answered right. No, it's just that uh, y- sometimes the questions are there are multiple issues put together in one single statement, so it's kind of confusing. Don't worry, don't worry. You can always schedule a consult so I can answer you more appropriately. So these question and answers that we're having, it's really not a consultation. It's really for educational purposes so that everybody would learn why things are being done, why things are not being done, and why are things being recommended to you. Okay, so yeah, um, I'll do see you in the consults, and see you next week. See you next week. Yeah, I'm here next week. Yes, I'm here next week. Yeah. So I give the floor to Sir Shen. Yeah. Bye everyone.
Thank you, Doc. Good night, Doc. Again, I want to thank everyone. We had a great time, especially on our face-to-face in SMX. In fact, it was full house. We had to pull chairs from outside the hall, and we had to stack chairs all the way to the side of the wall. Right. So it was a full house. Thank you for everybody's enthusiasm. I believe I speak for everyone, including the team, as well as every participant. We had a great time. And we know that because nobody went home when the thing was over. People were still hanging around wanting to talk to Dr. Jansen, talking to cancer patients, talking to other cancer patients. It was just a very good event. And with that, again, I just want to thank everybody. We really try to we do this because we honestly believe that there are many questions that you have, and you want somebody that you can trust, and somebody that makes it easy for you to understand. So I hope we achieve that. And I do want to remind everybody, we try our very best to answer all your questions, but as Dr. Jansen said, and even in our face-to-face event, we do remind everyone, this is not a free consult. So don't take it as a free consult, because not that we don't want to give you a free consult, is that it's dangerous for you, all right? When you ask questions like this, neither me nor Dr. Jansen can actually give you a proper advice. What we are giving you is general education for a person in your a standard answer for a person in your situation. But everybody's health condition is actually specific. So please, if you heard any answers from us tonight that gives you a direction that you want to take, I really encourage you to see your doctor. Now you are equipped with the question to ask your doctor. But of course, if you feel more comfortable with Dr. Jansen, please arrange for a consult with him so that you can follow up on your questions. So we'll see you again next week. Thank you for giving us your time, and thank you for staying with us all the way. I'll hand the time back to Sheila. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Sean. All right. So on behalf of our patients, thank you so much, Dr. Jansen Kalalan and Sir Shyan Lim, for answering our questions. Also, for those of you, once again, who wish to have a consult with Dr. Jansen, simply type in how to consult. Our carrying HCS, Miss Beth and Miss Irish will message you right away. All right. Now, once again, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Remember that taking action in your cancer journey or any other health battles is a powerful step towards healing and strength. We hope that you feel empowered to make informed decisions and take control of your path forward. If you or your loved one is battling any type of cancer or health issue at all, science is evolving, new treatments are emerging, so please keep informed by liking and following our Facebook page, Simply Nature International, and Dr. Jansen Kalalan's Facebook page, and Simply Healed Medical Group FB page. Subscribe also to our YouTube channel. This is also to make sure that you get updated with our latest promos and events. Now, partner with Simply Nature International to elevate your organization's wellness programs. Our expert-led seminars and webinar deliver science-backed engaging content that inspires lasting lifestyle changes with tailored sessions, natural health solutions, and a passionate team. We help boost employee well-being, engagement, and performance. Build a culture of wellness that drives success from within your organization. Now, listen carefully because we have a lot of promos that are running for today. Now, get ready for the best deals because exclusive for direct and website orders only. Buy a box of liquid extract and get a free PPARS Plus tablet. Yes, you are getting the PPARS Plus tablet with polyphenols and resveratrol. Very, very good for the heart. Now, that is worth 2,000 pesos for free. Snag a jar of PPARS powder extract and we'll throw in 7 sachets of cleansing plus. That is a week of detoxing for free. And here's a big one, because if you buy 3 individual packs of soft gel capsules, and you can actually get an extract pack completely free, which is mind-blowing, 3,800 pesos at zero cost. Wow. So these offers are limited and only available here. And this is only your chance to power up your health now. So once again, this promo is up until June 30, okay? But wait, there's more. Excitement just keeps going because you asked for it and it's back. The 3-day free shipping on all orders via www.simplynature.ph with a minimum purchase order of 3,700. So it started yesterday, today, and up until tomorrow, Friday, June 20. Okay, so now is the time to prioritize your health and your family's well-being. So experience the benefits of PPARS at an unbeatable price. Now, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We hope to see you next week. That's happening on June 26th, Thursday. That's once again at 7:30 p.m. All right, so this is Simply Healed webinar powered by Simply Healed Medical Group and Simply Nature International. Because your curiosity about your health conditions and your victories over cancer and other health battles is what keeps us going. Because here in Simply Nature, we're always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody. Good night and God bless you all. Bye.